Do you vow to take Chloe as your legal partner, to stand together and honor one another?
Ethan, Carter, and I were at the Suffolk County Court marriage registry. We were just one photo away from getting our marriage license when he was called away by a phone call. He left me alone at the marriage registration counter, stuck between a rock and a hard place. I called him, but he didn't answer. I texted him, but he didn't reply. Finally, I found the number of his childhood friend, Lyla Moore, and called only for Ethan to pick up.
Chloe Bennett, please stop calling and disturbing. Leela sprained her ankle and I have to take care of her today. Could you stop calling to bother her rest? We'll reschedule our license appointment.
This is the 7th time we've rescheduled.
So what? The court is right there. It's not going anywhere.
My face was expressionless, but my heart felt like it was being torn apart.
Are you sure you want to do this, dear?
The clerk asked me sympathetically if I still wanted to proceed. I nodded gently.
Yes, I do.
I called my best friend Zoe Parker's brother and agreed to his request. After hanging up, I told the clerk to give me a moment. Just as I was still stunned, Zane arrived. As he rode a matte black Harley-Davidson motorcycle and stepped inside wearing his helmet, he immediately caught the attention of many people.
Do you understand now? Are you willing to enter into a sham marriage with me just to deal with the family problems?
I nodded faintly. Truth be told, it was not merely to evade family pressure to get married. The core reason for this marriage was to ease my grandfather's worries before he passed away. Grandpa Arthur's health had rapidly deteriorated half a year prior. He stayed in the general hospital every single day, and every time he saw me, he would keep asking when I planned to marry.
When will you get married? I want to see you in a wedding dress and witness you walk down the aisle with my own eyes. That way, even if I'm gone, there will still be someone to love and cherish you.
Yes, I'll get married as soon as possible.
That was why I had been pressing Ethan to marry me starting half a year ago. We'd made intermittent trips to the courthouse 7 times, yet every single attempt ended in failure for one reason or another. The last time, Lyla got her period and suffered severe menstrual cramps, so we had to rush home to buy her hot cocoa. The time before that, Lyla locked her car keys inside her vehicle and couldn't get back home, so he needed to deliver a spare set of keys. The occasion prior to that, Lyla grew hungry and craved Quincy's lobster rolls, forcing him to rush over and queue up for the food. All 7 cancellations were down to Lyla, each time prompting Ethan to abandon me without a second thought. Ironically, I had given him 7 separate chances. This time around, I was done compromising. Ethan, I gave you your chances, 7 in total. All preliminary formalities went smoothly when Zane and I applied for our marriage license. Just as we prepared to take our official wedding photo, my phone pinged with an incoming message. It was from Ethan. Zane shot a glance my way and asked lazily,
Do you want to continue?
I drew a deep breath and replied with an impassive expression.
Yes.
Once all paperwork was finalized, I said to Zane,
How are you tomorrow? I have something I'd like you to come with me on.
Please contact me by phone if you need anything. Who knows? In just a couple of days, my grandfather might need your help too.
My 7-year romance with Ethan, 4 years in college plus 3 years after graduation, had ultimately fallen apart. Meanwhile, I'd gotten married to my best friend's brother after only meeting him once. On the ride home, Ethan messaged me again alongside an attached photo. The dining table was laden with an abundance of delicious dishes. Sure enough, upon arriving home, the table was in a messy state with every last scrap of food completely eaten up. Standing nearby, Lyla put on an innocent, pitiful look and spoke to me.
Sorry, sister. It was all because I was too hungry and couldn't resist eating first.
Even slow-witted as I was, I could tell she was deliberately provoking me. Blood rushed to my head in an instant, my hands clenched into tight fists with sharp fingernails digging deep into my palms. Lyla and Ethan had been childhood sweethearts ever since they were little. That explained why Lyla always occupied the top priority spot in Ethan's eyes. In the beginning, our relationship from meeting to falling in love had progressed seamlessly. We rarely argued. On the rare occasions we did, Ethan was always the first to back down and comfort me. He would take full responsibility instantly, even when the fault wasn't mine. My best friend Zoe had envied me repeatedly for landing a man who doted on me as much as Ethan did. But that envy came to an abrupt halt half a year ago. Ever since Lyla entered the picture, his affectionate treatment toward me had shifted entirely.
Chloe, why are you just coming back now? I remember I reminded you a long time ago.
I was delayed by something on the way, so I'm back late.
What could be so important that you missed me time?
No problem. The company asked me to travel to New York on business and to pack my luggage upon return.
I had no intention of telling him about my recent marriage. Now that I'd resolved to leave him, Ethan was nothing more than a stranger from that moment onward. But the second I pushed open the bedroom door, I was stunned by what met my eyes. The neatly made bed I'd tidied before leaving was all rumpled, and the closet had been ransacked in disarray. I could overlook all of that, but the handcrafted Cape Cod lighthouse ornament my grandfather gifted me, sitting on the nightstand, had snapped clean in half, tiny shards scattered all across the floor. I could no longer hold back and called out Ethan's name sharply.
Who has been in this bedroom? Who knocked over my things?
It's just a handmade item. I'll ask someone to put it back together for you later.
I froze for a split second. That indifferent tone sounded exactly as if I meant nothing to him at all. From that single sentence, I knew for certain Lyla was the one who'd wrecked the ornament. Only she warranted such blind, unreserved protection from Ethan.
Was broken by Lyla, right?
My calm single line was like tossing a lit match into Ethan's keg of gunpowder.
Do you have evidence to prove that it was Lyla who broke it? Maybe it just fell down on its own because it was not properly installed. Don't just open your mouth and falsely accuse others. Before you say it was Lyla, you should at least present some evidence, or I'll sue you for slander.
I nearly bit through the soft flesh inside my mouth, the thick metallic tang of blood flooding my tongue. He really would go to any lengths to shield her. One casual remark from me, and I was already facing a defamation charge. But Ethan hadn't always been this way, half a year prior. I fell head over heels for him on a rainy night. I was involved in a car crash, and he sprinted all the way to the accident site without so much as an umbrella. That refined, well-mannered man cast aside all restraint that night, shouting by the roadside and getting into a physical fight with the driver who'd hit my vehicle. What had happened to turn him into this person? I chose not to escalate the fight further. Just as Ethan claimed, I possessed zero evidence to prove Lyla had broken the lighthouse. I crouched carefully on the floor to gather the broken fragments and collected the two separated halves of the lighthouse figurine.